Hi everyone and welcome to our Wednesday TNT. It's the middle of the working week and plenty to talk about, just lots of bits and pieces today. And now I am fairly confident in saying that the Turtle Beach Music Fair, Festival, whatever it is, will be starting tonight, and it's 10 days, runs till December the 23rd. So by all means, drop in and check out the festival. It looks like there's going to be plenty to do. I think I've seen the world's smallest roller coaster, obviously for kids. But drop in and say hello and wave as you drive by. All right, let's get stuck into today's news. And I thought, on the days where it's particularly bad, I will just do a very quick mention of the air quality map. This is from iqair.com. That's basically Bangkok and environs, and you've got Pattaya to the southeast there. And basically horrendous air quality today. Let's look a little bit wider, and this is Thailand with the neighbouring countries. And the worst situation really is that central area around Bangkok and just to the north, then also up to the north around Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai, Mae Sot area. Not looking particularly good today. And there's the fire maps showing that really most of the fires that are causing the smoke are indeed within Thailand. So incumbent on the new Prime Minister and all these new policies to do something about it. I think there's going to be a lot more media attention. I'll certainly be highlighting the days where the air pollution situation is particularly bad. Moving on to this story from Bangkok Post, and police accused of rape, extortion of a woman drug suspect, and 7 police detectives in Pathum Thani, that's just north of Bangkok, have been transferred to inactive posts pending an investigation into the alleged rape and extortion of a woman drug suspect. And the head of the provincial police said if the investigation finds they did wrong, they will face both disciplinary and criminal action. Any police involvement in extortion and rape is intolerable. And the woman and her boyfriend said that the detective searched them at a restaurant in the Rangsit area of Pathum Thani, found ketamine and methamphetamine pills. And the officers allegedly demanded 300,000 baht in exchange for bringing a trivial charge of possessing just 2 meth pills. And they were taken to ATMs in Pathum Thani and made to withdraw a total of 300,000 baht in cash. Well, there's security cameras at those ATMs, so at least they'd be able to confirm that particular situation. And one detective then took the woman to a motel in Pathum Thani where she was allegedly raped. The woman said she was forced to have sex and to hand over another 30,000 baht in cash in exchange, she said, for a successful negotiation with a superior to limit the charges. And her boyfriend learned about the sexual assault only after being released on bail. That story's been fairly locally reported. The next one is being reported a lot in both Taiwan and overseas, and this does bring Thailand's reputation into disrepute. Nation Thailand reporting probe launched into Bangkok hospital's rejection of severely injured tourist. The authorities have ordered an investigation into a viral report that a private hospital in Bangkok's Patanakan Road refused emergency treatment to a severely injured Taiwanese tourist. Now, this story has got a lot of attention in Thai social media. I think it was probably the top trending story yesterday. This story in Nation Thailand is the only English version I can find. And the tourist, identified as Chen, reportedly succumbed to his injuries on the way to a second hospital. The incident, reported by the Taiwanese TV station TVBS, adds to the many negative reports on social media about the treatment of a foreign tourist in Thailand. And it reported that Chen died after the first hospital, which is just 500 metres from where he was found, refused emergency treatment. The emergency team of a rescue foundation then tried to transport him to a state hospital 10 kilometres away, but in vain. It says that on the night of December the 7th, he decided to explore the city on his own. But on December the 8th, the group leader filed a complaint with police and learned the tourist had been fatally injured in a hit-and-run accident. And the incident was also reported on the social media page of a local rescue foundation. And it says at 1:50 a.m. on December the 8th, Chen was found unconscious on the Rhode Island in front of Pathum Thani Soi 50. And then upon arrival, the hospital staff refused to attend to the patient until given the go-ahead by their supervisor. And then the hospital supervisor said that with no relatives present, the hospital would have no way of reclaiming medical expenses. And she then asked the ambulance to take the patient to a state hospital over 10 kilometres away instead. And the Director General of the Health Services Support Department said that the hospital in question will face an investigation, adding that all hospitals must treat emergency patients. He said that any patient found unconscious is eligible for treatment under the universal coverage for emergency patients, and the hospital can later seek reimbursement from the government. And denying treatment to an emergency patient can subject a hospital to a maximum fine of 40,000 baht and or a maximum jail term of 2 years. So as I said, that particular story has got a lot of coverage in Thai social media. Thais aren't happy about the treatment of that Taiwanese tourist. And in a completely unrelated matter, by the way, if you're heading around the Pathum Thani 50 area and you do need a private hospital at any stage, well, you can visit the Vibraham Private Hospital up there in the Suan Luang area. So moving on to our next story now, and Nation Thailand reporting that phone numbers exceeding 100 calls per day to be suspended in Thailand. Well, this looks like one way they're going to try and crack down on this almost epidemic of online call scams. And in a bid to combat call scams, the Digital Economy and Society Ministry has announced that any telephone number with more than 100 calls per day will be suspended. I was just going to note that I think in the past even 3 or 4 months, I haven't made one single telephone call. All the calls I make in like social media apps like Facebook Messenger or Instagram. I just don't use telephone numbers at all anymore. And the DES minister said yesterday that in the past month alone, some 80,000 people had filed complaints about scams with the Anti-Online Scam Operations Centre, and I suppose we should take note of that phone number, 1441. And from Saturday to Monday this week, more than 12,500 phone numbers crossed the 100 call threshold, leading to their immediate suspension. Another concern the minister highlighted was the more than 12,500 phone numbers that are illegally registered. And Prasert also raised awareness about scammers using foreigners' ID to register for SIM cards and exploiting them for phone scams. And further down, the minister pledged to intensify efforts, collaborating with relevant organisations, including the NBTC and cellular service providers. It's good to see that they're making some sort of efforts to make a bit of a dent in this online scam problem. If you've been scammed, I'd be very interested to hear in the comments section. Just tell us quickly about what the scam was, just perhaps, if nothing else, to alert other viewers to perhaps avoid. Well, I think if you come up with an unidentified phone number on your phone, I don't answer it anyway. Again, what's your situation when you see an unidentified phone number come up on your phone? With thanks to our sponsor, 5 Star Marine at 5starmarinephuket.com. There it is. And there's also a link in the description of this video if you want a click on a link that'll take you to a special deal for TNT viewers. Moving on to our next story, also in Phuket, reported by thephuketnews.com. Wayward Russian man arrested at airport, and he was wandering around the airport wearing only blue denim shorts and at one point climbing onto the balcony. Interestingly, I was at the Phuket Airport yesterday and just waiting to meet somebody, and there was a big, tall, strapping Caucasian gentleman who was wearing just white boxer shorts. He was actually wearing thongs, or sandals, whatever you want to call them, and nothing else. And nobody really seemed to bat an eyelid. So I'm not sure if this walking topless around airport terminals is a thing. We move on. The man was previously seen walking around the airport shirtless and barefoot, uttering ramblings that some onlookers described as insane. Officers intervened and talked the man down from the balcony, attempted to provide him some assistance, and officers took the man to an area where he would not disturb other passengers. He was also made to put on a shirt. And in the end, the TAC reported that the man's friends and relatives had been contacted and had come to collect him from the airport. Moving on to our next story, and just very briefly from Channel News Asia, and Thai exports seen down 1% this year, up 1 or 2% in 2024. And Thailand's exports are expected to fall 1% this year versus a previous forecast for a drop of 1 to 1.5% amid sluggish global demand. This according to the Thai National Shippers Council. So it's been a bit of a sluggish year for Thai exports, but one part of the market that seems still to be performing quite well, certainly locally, is car manufacturing. And NationThailand.com reports Toyota retains motor show crown, but EVs catching up fast. And at the Motor Expo 2023, they saw a significant surge in vehicle bookings, with some 53,000 units sold compared to last year's nearly 43,000 units. And further down there, as usual, the last day of the fair saw the most bookings at 8,500 units, the organiser told reporters, adding that customers had shown great interest in electric vehicles. However, Japanese automaker Toyota managed to retain its crown for the most booked brand, with 7,245 units. Honda came in second with just over 6,000 units, while BYD was third with 5,455. BYD is a Chinese EV manufacturer. Aeon, MG and Chang'an came in 4th to 6th places, and they're all Chinese EV makers, with between 3,500 and 4,500 units for those Chinese EV makers. And if you are coming to Turtle Beach at any stage, just reminding you there's a few very nice short-term accommodations which are waiting for you to inspect. There's a link in the description for those as well if you'd like to check out the photos and the opportunities for booking. And Christmas is coming, but there's no need to be lonely, according to Coconuts Bangkok. And don't be alone for Christmas. Speed date this weekend in the hopes of finding true love. I suppose that should be for the holiday. Reported by coconuts.co, their Bangkok edition. And you don't have to be alone to hear Mariah Carey defrost and sing All I Want for Christmas Is You. Lonely hearts can find that special someone in time for the holidays at this speed dating activity this weekend. And OMG Matchmaking's latest speed dating event is at Silk Hotel this Saturday. It brings a festive red or green flag theme. Additionally, playing into the Christmas mood, participants are advised to dress in either red or green, depending on their dating mood. Red for naughty and green for family-friendly, chill and easy. Singles, both locals and expats, are welcome. They can congregate by 7 p.m. with a welcome drink at the hotel's White Mulberry Bar on the 9th floor. And tickets are available at Event Pop for 999 baht and walk-in for 1,099 baht. So there you go, that event at the Silk Hotel. I'm pretty sure I just advertised one of the sponsors for coconuts.co. But if you're looking for a singles event and you've got a red or green costume, depending on your mood, then that might be the event for you, so that you can go and dispense with any remaining self-esteem that you might have. And with that, thanks very much for dropping in on TNT today. Hopefully you're a bit more up to date with things happening around Thailand. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That would be much appreciated. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow.